Hello Army, BTS lover. Shocking and heartwarming news came from a South Korean military barracks. Amid the sweat, dust, and silence of the ranks of the young soldiers who are undergoing hard training, a name back in the spotlight. Jungkook, the youngest member of the legendary group BTS, receiving the Medal of Honor officially in a military ceremony that not only thrilled those present, but it also shook the virtual world and the global army community. Jungkook's presence in the military has always been a hot topic, both among fans and the general public. Since the beginning of his military service, many have wondered how a global superstar, with millions of followers around the world, will adapt to hard life and military discipline. However, as has been proven repeatedly by himself and BTS, Jungkook is a person who never does anything half-hearted. He not only performs his duties as a citizen, but also beyond anyone's expectations. News of the award first spread in a limited way on the forums of the South Korean military community. The space several soldiers and trainers share the story of a talented young soldier, which showed incredible zeal in every exercise. It did not take long before the identity of the soldier was revealed: Jungkook. This news was later confirmed by the military through an official press release, who mentioned that Jungkook got the Medal of Honor for showing toughness, leadership, and exceptional dedication in military training, even exceeding the established standards in an open and closed ceremony. Jungkook seemed to be standing, wearing his military uniform. His face looked tired but full of determination. The ceremonial commander said his name out loud, and his footsteps steadily towards the podium. In front of his fellow soldiers, he received the medal with great respect. No cameras, no media spotlight, only the sacred atmosphere is electrifying. However, shortly after the ceremony, the atmosphere of silence was broken by the outpouring of emotion from the soldiers, who gave long applause for Jungkook, not because of his celebrity status, but because of his real and inspiring fighting spirit. This award is not just about Jungkook's big name. The officers of the coach stated that he showed extraordinary courage during the most severe physical training, includes extreme endurance training in hilly terrain with freezing temperatures, as well as rescue simulation missions that test the mental resilience and cohesiveness of the team. In one of the training sessions is considered to be the most difficult, where many participants suffered minor injuries. Jungkook is seen helping his friends who are left behind, without showing fatigue. According to the testimony of several soldiers who underwent training with him, Jungkook never demanded special treatment. He sleeps in the same bed, eats the same food, and follows all the rules with full dedication. In fact, in difficult moments, he was known as an encouragement to his colleagues. He's not just BTS's Jungkook here, revealed one of the soldiers. He is a brother in arms. No cameras, no glamour. He encourages, he lifts the burden of others. He is a clear example that celebrities can also be role models in real life. Many thought Jungkook would have trouble adjusting in the harsh and limited military world. But in reality, this Busan-born man actually found a way to make his time in the military as an extraordinary self-evident event. He not only became a physically strong warrior, but also mental. He inspires his colleagues, not because of its popularity, but because of his sincere presence and determination to learn. The military stated that the award of the Medal of Honor to Jungkook, it is a decision that has undergone objective and rigorous evaluation. "We don't see the background of who he is," said one of the officers. "We judge based on dedication, passion, and a real contribution in each exercise." Jungkook deserves this award like any great warrior. In cyberspace, this news was greeted with an explosion of emotion from the army. Social media is filled with hashtags #Proud of Jungkook and #Jungkook Medal of Honor, with millions of posts expressing pride, pain, and even tears. Many write that they feel as if they have witnessed real growth, from an idol once known for her sweet smile and stunning vocals, now transformed into a strong and tough patriot. Not a few also mentioned that this award is a reflection of BTS's overall spirit, a group that from the beginning was known for hard work, unyielding spirit, and values that inspire millions. Jungkook, as the magnate of the group, become a symbol of how success is not just a matter of fame, but about the values that are fought for every day. Even in the silence of military training away from the glare of cameras, Korean and international media also began to highlight this award with enthusiasm. Several major media outlets featured news about Jungkook on their main pages. In fact, a number of South Korean public figures expressed appreciation for the dedication shown by Jungkook. He showed that popularity is not a hindrance to be exemplary in the responsibility of the state, the former general said in an interview with local media. The reaction from fellow BTS members also attracted public attention. Although there has been no official statement from the agency, several sources said that the members showed their personal support for Jungkook through letters and short messages sent personally. The fans speculated that Jimin, who is known to be very close to Jungkook, definitely be the first to congratulate emotionally, perhaps with tears of unbearable pride. What Jungkook experienced today became more than just a story about celebrities undergoing military service. This is a true story of transformation, devotion, and the true meaning of honor. In a world filled with instant attention and sometimes superficial appreciation, what Jungkook received felt so real and touching. He did not ask for confession, but his actions and passion actually reaped true recognition. Many observers say that Jungkook's story will be part of a long narrative about how South Korean celebrities honorably serve in the army, inspire the younger generation, and shows another side of life that often goes unnoticed by the public. Jungkook, in his own way, adds a new chapter in the story, that chapter that not only shows a strong physique, but also a big heart. Currently, Jungkook is still serving his term, with the rest of the time he will spend in the middle of training and responsibilities as a soldier. However, one thing is certain: it has gone down in history. Not just a K-pop star, but as a young South Korean who showed the true meaning of courage, discipline, and honor. He became an inspiration not only for the army, but for anyone who believes that hard work and sincerity can change everything. When one day he returns to the world of entertainment, the world will not only see Jungkook as a talented singer or a performer full of charisma. The world will see him as someone who has been tested on a real field and get out of there not only as an idol, but as a hero in the truest sense. It didn't take long after the news spread. International news agencies such as BBC, CNN, until Japan's NHK began releasing a special report on the symbolic influence of the award received by Jungkook. They highlight that this is not just a personal victory, but it's also a new representation of the face of South Korea's entertainment industry, that K-pop idols don't just shine on stage, but it also stands firmly at the forefront of state duty. Many observers of pop culture call this moment an important turning point in the public image of the South Korean artist in the eyes of the global. It is not impossible. In the future, the military experience of idols will be seen as an essential part of the character in their life journey. It's not just an obligation to be fulfilled. Meanwhile, the army community around the world took advantage of this moment as an inspiring campaign event. The hashtags do not stop at celebration alone. Many fans donated donations in Jungkook's name to various veteran organizations, orphanages, and educational campaigns, as a form of respect for the values Jungkook fought for in the silence of the military barracks. And maybe, when that moment comes, we will welcome him not only with cheers and concert lights, but with deep respect, because we know he not only entertains the world, but it has also inspired and strengthened souls who need a true example. Jungkook, the star, now shines with a deeper light, stronger and more enduring.